Hey, let's get into it. Dual rotor helicopter here. I have an amount of hours. This is your advanced guide for TABG. I'm expecting that you have around either a few hundred or a few hundred hours. I'm assuming you're experienced with the game. You know it very well. You are somewhat competent already at fighting solo squad. Maybe not entirely there. This might help you. This is going to be just essentially a list of quirks, things that you should know. As an intermediate player, most of this will not make any fucking sense to you. But as you have, again, that many hours, this should make sense. ADS versus hipfire. Everyone knows, at least most people, that you should hipfire. Almost every single fight, no matter what distance, you should hipfire. But hipfiring is just slightly less accurate. You can see that if we go to the M16, it's just a bit. And so, this is to say that there are some guns that you should still hipfire. Now, laser sight will make it a lot easier to hipfire, but you can see... You see that spray? How giant that spread is? That's just the M16 spread, and on ADS, it does not exist at all. And so some guns like VSS, M16, Vector, and a few guns, like most of these suck for dick for hipfiring, most of these suck dick for hipfiring. Most of these are pretty alright for hipfiring, especially the FAMAS. There are some guns you should hipfire, or should ADS rather. Next, there is an invisible cube about 5 meters, about here, ahead of you, just holding it out there, and that's where your gun points. Right there. That's where the gun points. And so within 5 meters, your gun is no longer accurate, and whenever you're moving around, your gun will still try to aim at that 5 meter away cube, but it is not perfect. So therefore, if you want an easier way of handling hip firing at that long range, or, well, close range, here's the laser sight. It'll teach you a lot. Otherwise, this is mostly a point that if you're still using a crosshair, it's not helping you anymore. Early on, I tell you to not learn a crosshair, but if you've already learned the game with a crosshair, get rid of it. It is no longer helping you, it is actively hurting you. Next, one-shots. If you're still in that club, I would not recommend it, but some of you might be. And so, there are some guns like this. If you're not hitting most of these shots, whatever the hell they are, whether or not you're using Kar 98K, crossbow, musket, blunderbuss, especially blunderbuss, I would recommend, unless you're hitting a lot of shots, stop using it. Genuinely stop using it. Blunderbuss. As your aim gets better and better, this thing becomes worse and worse. I'm going to show you this clip here. It can still be bullshit, but understand, that's like one clip in like 1,000 hours. The only time I've ever seen someone get a clip even close to this was like half the damage at like the same range. Most times, you're going to want to gamble less, and as you're fighting more solo squad, this gun is not reliable enough whenever there are guns like this that beam, do well, and you can sit back on and still be reliable with. Because this gun, it's a good... I hate it, but it's a good starter gun. Otherwise, you should be dropping this thing. Try to remember gun sounds. There are a lot of guns that you'll hear a lot. I'm not going to go through every single one. You see my last guide for that. If you don't know what it sounds like, that's fine. You should learn it. But the reason why you might want to learn it is because, well, first of all, you'll know what gun you're fighting. Second, you'll know if they have spray. Spray is an ungodly bad thing to fight. And you should likely know how you're going to have to take a fight if you hear someone with spray. Next, katana. This is where it is. Most melees suck dick. Almost every single one of them. But this is katana. If you dash and hit right at that range, you can hit one shot on someone. It's kind of a quirk with it, and if you're wondering why you might have died to a one-shot with katana, that's why. I still don't recommend it too much, but, you know, that actually reminds me. Meta. What's the meta in this game? It's really fucking boring. I'd say this is probably meta, maybe with a vampire jump and a speed. Remember that you're playing a game. That is to say you should be wanting to have fun. There is no competitive TABG scene. But the reason why this is the meta is because it's horrendously overpowered. Remember, this is without a compensator that would have my recoil. We'll get to that here in a bit. It's just not fun. You can run it, though. If you're struggling with, you know, some incredibly, like, annoying-ass player, someone who's, like, ammo duping, insta-healing, or whatever, you might want to run this, but most times I'd recommend still making sure you have fun in the game. Attachments. You know what they do. Of course you do. You don't know their stats. This is a fast barrel. It makes your gun's bullets move quicker. Unlike Terraria, this does not make it any more accurate. It's just quicker. This is a double barrel, minus 33% damage, times 1.4 accuracy, or inaccuracy, times 1.4 recoil, and you use up double ammo, meaning you're going to have to reload twice as quickly. Saltique swears by this on SMGs. I do not. I recommend this for most rifles, most snipers, things like that. There's a fire rate barrel, reduces damage by 15%, fire rate increased by 35. Unless you're hitting most shots, I wouldn't run it. Otherwise, it can be good, but you need to, again, be very, very experienced with the gun you're using. Accuracy barrel, if you don't know already, it just increases accuracy, meaning that the spread of a gun, like for a Thompson, it's a lot less pronounced if you have an accuracy barrel on. Compensator, halves your recoil, just half it. Suppressor makes your shots invisible, I think unable to be heard from like 20, 25, whatever amount meters, unable to be heard at all. If you still have ice on and all that, your guns can't, like the bullets still can be seen. It also reduces recoil by 20%. Heavy barrel, I don't know the exact stats, but it reduces the velocity of your bullet. Most times you don't want that for a sniper. That's about that. B-Tech. B did not learn this himself, but he learned it from someone else, and I'm going to call it that. Whenever you are shooting, you cannot run. You just cannot run at all. That's to say that if I'm shooting, you see this, my character stops running. Here's what it looks like when I hold right click. This is to say, still holding right click, if I was to have a dual wield, I can fully run at someone while shooting. Why is that important? It's not great. I'm going to keep it real with you. Especially knowing that dual wield reduces your damage by 15%, reduces your accuracy. It's still an alright thing, and you might want to try it out. It might be pretty fun, especially with like a liberating gun or a teleport on the other hand. It might be very good for you. But that's just something to know. Recommendations per gun. This is a very quick synopsis of what guns you might like if you run other guns. I think the really big one is that most of these times I'm going to point you to guns over here. Like P90, you might actually like minigun. Minigun's a very good gun. PPSH, you might like Browning over there. Thompson, I mean, you'll probably like most of these guns here if you like Thompson. If you like AKS, you probably like very accurate guns. You might really love the AUG. M14, you hate your fingers, but if you like the damage the M14 does, because it is quite a bit, I would recommend BAR or the MP44. They do the same damage. We'll move on. I don't want to bore you out. Hey, all editing duel here. Forgot to say this. But it's a big point, and it's, like, noticeable in-game. Whenever you have a gun out, you can see, whenever I move forward, I pull out a gun like a VSS, or I pull out a gun like a Browning, I'm moving way slower. To give you an idea, this way I look like nothing, VSS, Browning. On top of guns making you slower, and I'm sure some of y'all are surprised, because that took me like 900 hours, what took me 1,000 hours was figuring out that not only are some guns slower, some guns are even slower. And so, just understand there are some weapons that are slower than others. Weapons do slow you down. I think Katana apparently doesn't slow you down at all to hold it out. But this is to say, this might on camera look negligible, but in-game, this matters. Especially if you're running to go pick up a teammate, run to go take a fight as quickly as possible. Do this. Put away your gun, then push. Blessings. You already know what blessings do, but we're going to go through kind of the quirks of what they do. First of all, if you don't know already, Storm is based on how many shots you hit, not the damage of them. Like, I think Ice is based off the damage you done, based off damage instead of hits. But it means that here, if I was to shoot at this guy, around 5 or 6 shots after with the common Storm, he would proc whether or not it was I was shooting him with an op or fucking this. Cardio. It heals you based off the average of all your body parts in... It's really fucking weird. In short, if I was to stand inside here, you would get the most healing, not by running forward, because this is the quickest way to move, by running forward without a gun out. You would get the most healing by jumping because of A squared plus B squared. You could also, and I've tried this, spin around really quickly, but you can see that's not healing very much. I think if I start proning, it might do a little more. It's not much. So it's based off the average of your body parts. Learn that one from computery. Relax edging. If you don't know about this, it just means that instead of relaxing on the floor to get it, you can just hit that for like a few frames, unpress it immediately, or press shift to stop proning, and proc it for a few things. Something I forgot to say, heal blocking. One of the quirks about all of these blessings, all of these things, regen, a vampire, relax, every single one of them. They heal you during tick, and if you get shot at the same time as one of these ticks happen, there's a real chance that you heal block, that the damage that would have been done to you, instead, just gets healed to you instead. It happens. You can sometimes see it. Just know there are some blessings that are abnormally better than they would otherwise be. Things like vampire especially, regen, sometimes relax, but mostly regen and vampire that are way better because sometimes you heal for the damage you're shot for. That's all. Next up, rare health. This is kind of an introduction into the game is fucking lying to you. Here, we can see the tooltip, 45% health. You'll notice I did not get 45 health. The tooltip's lying. And in that same regard, vampire lies to you. I'm going to give you the simple way of putting this. Understand it is very incorrect, but it'll give you an introduction into how this kind of works. Vampire is a very, heal based off how many you shoot. It's fucking lying. Whether or not I shoot someone in the head, I heal 6 damage, or if I shoot them in the foot, this is like a fourth of the damage, I also heal 6 damage. Look at that. Shoot in the hand, about 6 damage. Why is that? That's because vampire does not take into account what body part you shoot. In short, it takes into it's how much damage a shot to the body would do, how much that heal you for, plus 50%. Except that's a lie. In short, the stat isn't like, it does not take into account the body part, but that plus 50%, it's actually just the tooltip's lying. Crazy, I know. For, I think, Legendary Vampire, the figure is like 66%, and for this one, it's like 33%. It's really weird. Just know, it's fucking lying to you. And in the same regard, Poison also lies to you. It's gonna be very hard for me to demonstrate this. Just understand, I'm not gonna try demonstrating it. It also does not take into account body part. It does take into account range, just like Vampire. But it does not heal, it does not do as much damage as you would expect it to. Again, it's still very good because you stack it and it does all its damage that way. And it's still very worthwhile for the wall hacks on someone. Next up, Lit Beats. Lit Beats is gonna be one of the most divisive ones here. Most of you guys are saying Lit Beats fucking sucks dick. The other percent of you know what Lit Beats does. How do I put this? A Lit Beats is fucking broken. It is not working properly. That doesn't mean that it's like, oh, well, it doesn't do anything. It does way too much. It's not doing what you would expect it to. Now, you can shoot the dummies and it won't proc on them. I'd have to shoot the targets, and so I'm going to shoot the targets. Understand that the way you expect this to work, based off the way everything else has worked, what you've heard is that it doesn't take into account body part, but most of these have taken into account range or that, essentially, and the blessings have been around accurate. Now, you'll notice that Lit Beats did quite a bit of damage. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna go through this. I've done all the research myself. You can try it yourself. Just know Lit Beats is lying. How do I say that? This is rare Lit Beats. It gives you 30% damage. I think Epic does 40%, 35, wow. And Legendary says 50. I say says because that's all a lie. Every single one of those is a lie. They're all 50%. Each and every single one of these are 50%. That is to say that if I shoot this guy, you saw that body shot, you can see how much damage he's at. You can see how much damage he's at. It's the same exact health. It's the same exact thing. Why is that? Again, the tooltip is just lying to you. Every single Lit Beats effectively is a legendary. You saw that though. They're noticeably not 50% hurt from what I shot them. Like, they're not 50% more than what I shot. Why is that? Well, you've probably realized already. It's lying. It's not 50% damage of what you do. It's 50% damage of what a headshot would do at 0 meters. Meaning that if I shot him to the foot or to the head, whether it was at 2 meters or 200 meters, it would do the same damage a Lit Beats. And it would do 50% of what a headshot at 0 meters would do. Which is, if you can't tell, fucking insane. Some of you, though, are probably saying, oh, come on, 200 meters, that's kind of an overreaction. You forgot. It increases velocity by two times. 2 times velocity. I'm saying this solely because you need to know it is a horseshit blessing, and if you're good with Lit Beats, you fucking love it. Here is more reason. If you've never tried Lit Beats, here's your reason to try it. Understand, it kind of fucks with a lot of guns that like ADSing, like this one. I really like ADSing with this, but it's also really good with Lit Beats. Any gun that fires in a burst, will get this on the entire burst. You see that. Any gun. And so I'm saying this so that you kind of understand where to go with it. Just remember, Lit Beat's horrendously overpowered. Next up are the word-activated blessings. What's that mean? It's hard to say. It's kind of hard to say how to go through it. We'll go to it later. They're not great. They're not great. Here's another thing. Assassin. Hey, this does work properly, don't worry. Just remember, this thing can be very good with a shotgun. Very good with a shotgun. Or if you, have really any gun that can fire very quickly, you just snipe someone with it and you do all their HP, they have to back the fuck off. I used to hate it. I can see its reasons now. I still don't typically run it because it kind of fucks with how I play the game. Pull and ice. If you've never used ice, I don't know why you haven't. It's not a blessing I would always run, but holy shit, if you get shot with ice, whether it's just getting peppered by a bit or getting sniped, you can't fucking move. And in the same regard, pull, you just can't shoot back. This is to say, against most less good players, they're not going to do too much. Against great players and good players, though, pull and ice, it fucks us. It fucks every single one of us. Airstrike. Pretty simple. This note was kind of just simple. It wasn't really much to it. If you've never used airstrike, that's alright. I'm going to keep it real with you. It's not the best. But let's say I'm fighting some people, you know, they're over there. I'm just going to find the house, airstrike it, and you'll see that. This is how you use airstrike. Good for prolonged fights. If you can find yourself on a map, just kind of look at what you're looking at, mark it. That's it. This is something that y'all might like a lot. If you don't know already, you should know. If someone throws a grenade at you, you can pick it up. You can pick it up through your inventory. If someone throws a grenade at you, you can just pick it up. And so why do I say this? Well, you probably might have already known that. It took me 900 hours to find it out. There are some blessings, and it doesn't make them great. I don't know why the fuck they nerfed this. That you still can't pick them up. You just have to run away from them. Does that make man mechanic much better? Not really, but it's a thing. It's a thing. If you see the prompt to pick it up, though, you can pick it up. Next up, you're going to want to stay moving. What's that mean? I mean, you already know what that means, but use your launch pads that you will get aggressively. Don't use them to run away. Don't use them to move into zone. Find a guy with it. Hit your launch pad whenever there's no one around. Go find someone, and then land near them. Oh, but, I mean, that's kind of dangerous, isn't that? Well, we're going to go through quirks. First, anytime you throw a launch pad, look up. Look up. Look up. I swear to fucking Christ, so many times I've seen someone throw a launch pad underneath tall work, and it just hits. Look up. Cardio. If you have cardio, you'll heal the full if you have a launch pad and you hit it. And next, let me show you this. I still have my mechanic on. You'll notice I hit ground, I break my legs. Now I'm going to show you this. You know you can surf. Of course you know that. You can sail on water. But look at what happens when I hit ground. I don't break my legs. Look at that. That's crazy. That's very good. Very worthwhile. It also means that you can jump off tall work into the river and not break your legs. Mid-airs. What's that mean? That means that if you're not already doing it, you fucking should. If you see someone and you're mid-air, instead of landing on top of them, throw a knockback, land nearby, and then throw your and then land. And you can get them on the ground so that you're no longer at a giant disadvantage. Sometimes this can be a little harder. I'm going to try it on this guy right here. No hit. Most times it might not work, but sometimes it's all worth the fucking effort. Let's do it on that one. That's more of an easy target. Hit. And now we can shoot him, and he's already at a disadvantage. Try it if you're not already. It's not horrible. I will say, though, healing grenades. If you're going to do a mid-air healing grenade, Dink and Indeed know how to fucking do it. I sure as hell don't. They throw with a delay. I don't know why they do, but they just fucking do. And so you saw that was very responsive. If I throw that same grenade over there, it works properly. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? In an actual game, it has a little bit of a delay. Anytime you land or launch or do anything like that, there's just a chance you go 2,000 years out. Typically, you're dead. That's it. Typically, you're dead. I'm sorry about it. If you have another launch pad, you might be able to launch back in his zone. I'm going to have to edit it out. During this whole segment, Dink has been... It was bread this time? People have been inviting me. Super launching. Before a game, don't do it. It's lame as shit. I'm not going to teach you how. I'm not going to teach you how to do a lot of these things. They're bugs, they're exploits, and they're not fair. But mid-game, there's almost no reason to ever super launch. There's like none. Unless you are at small power and your teammate is about to go down that area, there's no reason to super launch. If you're way out of zone, you may want to. I hope you enjoy all the jump cuts, because holy shit, I've been invited so much. Let's use grenades. What are their purposes? Well, a lot of these are not great. I mean, some of these are amazing. Most grenades are fairly alright. You already know, healing grenade, shield grenade, use this to pick up your friends, help with it. Orbital, not great, doesn't do much damage. You can live past it if you have over 100 health. Wall grenade, if you're picking up your friend, throw it down. If there's a wall that's just too high to jump over, like, I don't fucking know, just some wall that's too high to jump over, you can, if you want, do that. You can do that. That's a thing you can do. You can do that with the cage grenade as well. Smoke grenade, you can use it to kind of push someone. You can use it to pick up a friend. You can use it to create cover so you don't get shot. You already know what a lot of these do. This can create cover. It makes it so snipers, I mean, they don't typically shoot through it, so it's just a giant wall. Black hole, pretty useless cage, you just saw. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, you can cage fire. Let's say this is a fire grenade. You can throw a cage at someone, fire them. It's pretty basic. Dynamite, use it just if someone's pushing you. Volley, pierces through... Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Something that you might not know. Bombardment grenade, I had to learn this the hard way. Let's say someone is covered by a ton of roof. Look at that roof right there. Bombardment grenade does not care. Bombardment grenade is special because it pierces right through the building. As you can see, it does not take into account the roof, meaning that unlike rock, which will go to the top of whatever you throw it at, bombardment grenade will go right to the bottom. And now for our last section, desyncs. You're gonna fucking love this one. We're gonna go over the down bugs. You already know about some down bugs. Sometimes your teammate will be dead, and you have to shoot them to be able to pick them up again. You'll see their health ticking down in the top left up there. Just know, the only times that I've seen this happen, I think I've seen one or two that it hasn't been this, but almost every time, it's because you get the message here, you killed or you downed yourself. Anytime you see that, almost any time you see that, you need to tell your teammate to shoot you because they do not see you as down. If someone is like too far away, you won't see them as down. If you look up there, you'll see that their health is ticking down, but you won't know it, and they'll have to maybe fucking tell you. That'll update as soon as you get closer, but if you're too far away, you just won't see it. You have to look at them. And then abandoning. Here's a clip of what abandoning looks like. Just kidding. This is from my POV, because I just abandoned a pickup. You could see there was a guy who was picking this guy up, and I join in and stop picking him up. This is the cause of the bug where you can pick someone up and watch their health still tick down. There is no reason for multiple people to pick someone up. But the first person does not matter as soon as the next person tries picking them up. And so if that next person wants to stop trying to pick them up, that first person just can't anymore. The game ignores him. It doesn't think about him at all. And so you need to remember that. Although it still tries to send the prompt to, you're not healing him anymore, he's going to die. The only way to fix that is walk away, come back, pick him up again. Or throw a healing grenade on him. It'll be slower, but it can work. You can also pick him up while down if you're doing that. Desync guns. What did I mean by that? Oh, desync guns. I know what a fucking desync gun is. You ever hit someone with just one of these? You hit them, you know this is a one-shot, does a shit ton of damage. You hit them with it, and they don't instantly die. Let's pretend that hit. The reason why is because the bolt didn't hit them. The bolt did damage. Your bolt did damage, but the way damage works in this game, you are sending the updates that your bullets hit, and you're sending that, hey, this guy's at this percentage of health, this is what percentage of health he's at. The reason why I say that, with Gospo, you can sometimes notice it. With Rock, if you ever hit someone with the Rock, and it doesn't instantly kill them, it did not hit them at all. They did not take any damage at all. The Rock did not hurt them. Vampire will still heal you to full, but they are not hurt at all. That happens with any gun that throws out grenades. Any of them. Any single one of them where you can see that they have grenades that they throw out, be it missile launcher, the MGL right there, or fucking grenades. There is a chance that this person you're fighting doesn't see the grenade where you do, and they don't take damage from it. When you do damage to someone, you say, I hit you with the bullet. When someone is grenaded, they say, I got hit by that grenade. That means that if they don't say they got hit by the grenade, it didn't exist. That means that if you're fighting an East Asian player, they can shoot you from behind a wall because for you, you're not behind the wall yet. If the person you're fighting doesn't see the Viking axe you threw, they can just shoot you right through it. If the other person doesn't see that you hit them with the saber, GK got killed, you know what this looks like. They don't see it, it never happened. And on top of that, why do I say words of justice and Stormcall are so painful? It doesn't work if they don't see it. And more importantly, Stormcall, in an actual game, there are many times where you don't get the down. They're still going down, but it's not giving you the down, it's saying you downed yourself to the other person. Remember, that causes the down bug, but that matters because you're not getting that kill. Desyncs happen a shit ton in this game. Just remember, this game, I'm sure I missed a lot. There are a lot of quirks in this. I mean, one I fucking missed. Did you know that Damage Analyzer works perfectly fine until you pick up a shotgun? I had to find this out when I was doing my fucking, whatchamacallit list. Look at this. Damage Analyzer works properly. I shoot him in the foot, 10 damage. I shoot him in the leg, 15. Shoot him in the body, 20, 40. What do I do if I hit it with the shotgun? Well, you're not gonna believe it. It just lies. 4 to the head, 14 to the foot is what it said. Why is that? Ever since they removed the ability for shotguns to do headshots, because again, they can't do headshots. Melee and shotguns cannot do headshots anymore. It just lies. The damage analyzer is not accurate with it. That doesn't mean you should, pretend that the shotgun is alright at range. But it means that there are a few things that I'm missing here, but you'll likely know. Put them in the comments, please. God, do if you notice anything I missed. I forgot. There are some cosmetics that show up in your inventory. Things like the shark head, the fish hat, the octopus hat, the burst guns, radiators. You'll see a clip of that here. They're shining, but anyway. The teleport book. Lots of things. They'll show up in your inventory whether or not you're the one wearing them or not. That's to say, sometimes you'll just see a floating shark head or a floating whatever. Remember, that's a person. These are a lot of quirks that might help you in a game, might not. Just remember, this game's great. You already fucking know that. If you're a new player, none of this made sense to you. Otherwise, I hope you had a nice day. It was good talking to y'all. Bye-bye.